If you're in a situationship hoping that it turns into more, take a walk with me. A common question that all of you like to ask is, does my situationship actually feel feelings after it ends? But in order to get to this video, on some level, you already know the answer to this. I mean, you did have to type in situationship to get here. And this level of honesty with yourself is really important. It's really easy to tell ourselves that, well, they gave me hope, or they pretended to be something that they're not. And don't worry, we're going to dive into that a little bit deeper here in a minute. Right now, I want you to know that I'm not blaming you, but this is an awareness of you. You might find yourself saying something like, I got breadcrumbed for months, and then when I finally got fed up with it, I asked for what I wanted. I said that I wanted something more serious, and then poof, gone, ghosted. And yes, future faking is a thing, but that's not what we're talking about here today. We'll leave that for another video. And this is also a good one. There's always somebody in the comments section that says, well, I married my situationship. And to that I say, were they a situationship or a friends with benefits? You've actually known this person for years, and personal history has a way of bringing people together because it's familiar, safe, and now you're ready for it. You know, that person that's been on the back burner for you for the past decade. And while that's not your fault, you should be more responsible with your relationships. And we've all seen both sides of that coin. But what's even more common is you have an anxious attachment style, and the other person, they're avoidant. And what's super tricky about this is the anxious attacher tends to pre-qualify the people they're interested in. As you look up their socials, LinkedIn, run a background check, and search for their home on Zillow, you're creating a story about this person before you even sit down and have dinner with them. They're so amazing. They check so many boxes, but you haven't talked to them. There's nothing wrong with doing a little research. That's just called self-preservation. It's the story that you tell yourself about how amazing you are that gets you caught up. You've already taken the time to place them up on a pedestal, and once they're there, their only choice is to look down. And at some point in their dating career, even the anxious attacher figures this out because they find themselves another anxious attacher. And that's when you fire off the, you're such a nice person text. I wish you the best. Ciao. And this is what Aaron Doughty says all the time, and I want you to write this down. People will always feel how you feel about you. So take some time right now and answer that question. How do you feel about you? And if you're like most of us, it's going to sound something like, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, or the overarching theme of, I'm just not enough. And that awareness is amazing. It's awesome. Because from there, you get the opportunity to move the momentum in a completely different direction. You were born enough, and you always will be. But another important question that you're going to want to answer is, are there patterns in your relationships? Everyone I ever date is avoidant. Everyone I ever date only wants a situationship. Why does nobody ever choose me? And then we can start looking at things like, what does your vetting process look like? What are your goals, values, and standards for a relationship with you? And is this current situationship that you're in alignment with all of those things? How are you with setting boundaries, both with yourself and others? And then, because intentions matter, what is your intention for dating? Are you dating to date, or are you dating for potential marriage? Because those are completely different energies. And if you know your purpose and intention for dating, was that made clear in the very beginning? And when I say clear, I mean clear. I am dating for marriage. And that might scare some people away. And that's a good thing. And the last thing is this. You all post about it and you put it in your stories, but do their actions align with their words? And this is another gray area where you get caught up because you know it's important to you, but at the same time, you don't want to lose the relationship. The thought process is usually not that you're completely in love with this person, but what if this is the best I can do? And if you truly feel that way, just drop that person. You're preventing them from being able to find the love that they truly deserve, the person that will actually love them wholeheartedly. And you're also preventing yourself from finding what it is that you truly desire. And if you're ready for the ultimate self-love and secure attachment bundle, you should probably check out my bio.